Well, howdy, partners. It's me, Jeff, again. It's April 9th now, and we figure we got about a month to a month and a half, fingers crossed, until the tourists start coming back. And so we're really trying to go ahead and maximize this time and get as many projects done as we can. But I figured I'd show you. This is L1, currently called the Bandit, and really want to call it the Outlaw because this is Billy the Kid's hideout, kind of a Wild West. This is the other one that we were going to leave very similar to how we found it as far as paint and trim work and cabinets. The reason we want to change this to the Outlaw is because Billy the Kid was more of a cattle rustler. Yeah, he rustled cattle. We currently call it the Bandit, and that's more of like a bank robber type person. And Billy the Kid was not a bank robber; he was more of an outlaw. So a lot of the things we're going to get here are livestock related and things that would be more historically appropriate because I like history. We haven't done a whole lot renovation wise to this one, and it really, other than needing to be cleaned up, it needs some wall patching. But other than that, there's just little things here and there that I'd like to change. We obviously got the furnishings and for example, the fan here is white. I really wish it was something that looked more rustic and went with the decor. The cowboy way sign was actually here. Long story, but this is our lawsuit house. This is the one that we ended the first and hopefully only lawsuit that Lookout Manor had incurred, and so we bought the guy out that was trying to sue management. But I like these old Western style paintings. I like art. And this guy's name is Jim Stuckenberg. Oh, it's not gonna. There you go, Jim Stuckenberg. Supposedly, he was the artist for Ronald Reagan, or one of Ronald Reagan's more favorite artists. I like the rustic furniture. If you look closely, though, you start seeing things where dogs have scratched on the door here. It needs to be stain matched. There's lots of patch marks on the wall that still needs to be fixed. There's one up there. They're all over the place. And like I said, this has been like whack-a-mole around here for me for the last year, and I'm a bit embarrassed for some of these units and how they've been going. But this one actually, by the grace of the renters, this wall here. So it's concrete. In between the three main sections of the complex, it's concrete walls, which makes things a little bit more interesting. But, just kind of looking up, you've got random holes here and there that need to be patched, and we'll get to that while we have a chance here. We've got a previous leak from no telling how long ago. But the renters have been very kind to us here, thank goodness. I think part of it, Robin and I are talking about the fact that, since it's a Wild West kind of a theme, and it's kind of older looking anyways, we kind of get a little bit of break on this one, I guess, compared to some of the other ones. But look at that, isn't that cool? I like how these beams were put together. And I tell you, there's not very many pleather cabinets remaining, and this might be the best preserved example of these things. And why not try to leave them in here as long as we can for the Wild West kind of leather look. And they're hanging in there. And like I said, hopefully most of the cabinets, if you've seen or don't know, we take the doors off because they look horrible, and it makes it look more spacious, and it's easier for the renters to see where they're finding stuff. This is my table purchase from the Sleeper Sofa road trip from not very long ago. And I think, so this one we're going to up to 8. We didn't know if we're going to be able to do it, but we've got to try to get as much revenue as possible while still making everybody as comfortable as possible. So we're going to have a place that seats 8, and this will do that for us with a couple additional chairs. My mom is becoming quite the artist, so she made this for us, and now I've already moved it over and then moved it back, so we got to get it pinned up to the wall. This hutch was actually here when we got here, and figured it looked the part, so we're going to try to leave it in here as long as possible. I actually got this, oh goodness, I think down in Red Oak when we were still there full time. This cowhide kind of bench. I like these lights, these hanging, I don't know what to say, barn style or what, but it looks cool. And I'll put up a image of what it looks like on Amazon. They're really affordable. And you basically plug them in, you can hang them from the top. We've got these in at least 3 or 4 units that really come in handy as far as not having to rewire, because rewire takes quite a bit of time and effort and money. The strange coming out of the side of the wall bathroom light strikes again, but I've got a plan this time. I found these really cool hanging lanterns. They're going to come out of the side of the wall, so I figured, hey, doesn't that look like a Wild West thing? I want to make a custom frame for this mirror that says wanted, dead or alive, like a wanted poster. So you look in there at yourself and you can imagine being an outlaw. And as I walked into the bathroom, I realized, hey, it's time to take these bulbs out. Each one of those 250 watts, and it gets warm in here. But it helps in the winter. Not so much in the spring and summer. So I've got the LED replacements I'll need to put out, and there's a couple more in here as well. This is the master bedroom, and it also had this gigantor rustic looking bed in it when we got here, which made everything a little bit easier to continue with. And there's also, it's kind of hard to see, but there's this odd looking, also rustic looking cabinet. But yeah, what do you think about those mirrors over there? Some sort of barn door, late 70s weirdness. Weirdness. Speaking of which, let me show you a couple things in this one. Hey, by the way, wood paneling. Remember that stuff? I think we'll probably leave it in this one at least for a while. Like, why the heck is there, besides all the dust bunnies, there's electrical up here? Like, what are they're trying to do, like a black light or something? I don't know. Before we replaced the ceiling fan, there was literally a pink and weird chandelier hanging up there. And then it's like you look down here. I just noticed this today. Like, it's a plastic bag stuffed in there. I don't know if that's been since we started renting it or what, but I gotta fix that. This is the second bedroom, and this is where we're gonna up it to 8 and from 6, and we'll also put a new ceiling fan up. I'll get a ceiling fan to match the one that's in the other bedroom, because I didn't have a chance. We used to have an air conditioner over in that window. It's kind of pointless. Ceiling fan would be plenty. But this room, the bed was facing towards us, and it was just like you got a lot of wasted space over here, and so we're going to get another bed to match this one. And those frames, you can actually do this yourself pretty easily. And there's a YouTube video that shows you how to do it, but it's about $40 worth of tops to make a decent looking rustic, headboard. And so we make a couple of those for some of the units. Here's a tip for you cool cats and kittens. If you live in a dark apartment or a dark house or a dark alley or a dark basement or whatever it is that's dark, you can cheat a little bit nowadays with these LEDs because they don't use hardly any energy. And instead of putting a 60 watt, sometimes we'll put a 75 watt. I think that's what these are. Yeah, we do that for the open ones, and then the ones that have a cover, we'll put 100 watt. Usually the soft white versions. All right. To recap, the main things we have to do in L1 here are to fill some nail holes and some joint compound for some patching and some paint. And then after that, just accentuate the Wild West stuff. I've got some ideas from some homemade kind of Billy the Kid type art projects, and we'll try to get some of those in here. And just a few more decorations, and I think we'll be good to go. The people that have come through here, which has been quite a bit this past year, really like that it's cozy. They like that it feels cozy, and this one's also on the end, so that helps as far as kind of feeling like you have a little bit more room to yourself. Tell me about the ants.
Dad, I got this.
What were you saying about the ants?
I said they all gone.
Why did they leave?
I don't know.
You think you scared them off?
No, I didn't.
The ants have all gone away. What's this dude doing? Oh, don't push him. I figured I'd show you around our smallest unit. This is the cottage. It's around 620, I think, square foot. And it's our only really true one bedroom. And it's going to be converted to a long-term rental for about 6 months to a year as we can weather the storm of all the coronavirus stuff. But I figured I'm not going to get a chance to be in here for a little while, and I figured I'd go ahead and show you around. So we got just a couch and then a little bit of artwork, and this one has a cute little kitchen, and we made a little seating area over here. These lights, again, you can find on Amazon. They're like $10-15 a piece. They work really well, for spot area lighting. And then we've got the fireplace, which does take up a pretty good bit of room in here. The TV right now we have over there, much like L3 next door, eventually we'll put it up on the top here, free up some space. It really opens things up. And we'll probably put a little recliner over there. And there's baseboard heaters behind that one, and then over here as well. So that'll be kind of a nice little warm spot to put a lamp and a recliner, hopefully, at some point. Let's see here. Kind of another view of the kitchen. We always take the doors off, or the vast majority of the time take the doors off. At some point, this kitchen used to be more open, but at some point they put in a wall here, which I think was smart, and so you could put a stackable washer dryer, and so that little area there is for the washer dryer. Kind of see over here, it's got a little built-in space for that. Fridge over here. Coming back down a little short hall. A cute little bathroom, I think. One of these days we'll replace the vanity. I need to replace that toilet seat. There's different things we still need to do in this one, but it's doing pretty good for what it is. So we got a king size bed. This is actually a really pretty decent sized bedroom. I think it was around 12 by 12 size. Gonna come in here. This is I think we got that at IKEA. And then the bed frames I build myself. You can find on YouTube how to do this. It's like $40 worth of parts and materials. Coming around this way and kind of looking back, you got your closet over there. I started replacing some of the doors, so this one's got one new door. I've got more doors to go, lots of doors to go, but got one in at least. It's kind of hard to see with the light on, but yeah, I like this fan. It's kind of cool looking. So this is a cottage. It's sleeps 2 right now. Eventually I think we might be able to fit a sleeper sofa in here and bump it up to 4, but for a while it's gonna be a long-term rental, and we'll go from there.